pursuit that began on Interstate 91 with the vehicle being pursued by the Massachusetts State Police. My understanding is that the pursuit was terminated by the state police when the vehicle in question exited the interstate and got onto Route 2 eastbound. The pursuit was picked up by local law enforcement agencies, and it terminated here at the intersection of Fay Road and Route 202 in the ballpark of 2 to 3 o'clock this afternoon. That's an approximate time. It's our understanding from witness statements and speaking with those who were on scene that once the vehicle being pursued came to a stop, it sustained some damage and became disabled. There was an 18-year-old male operator who exited the vehicle, and he proceeded to attack the state trooper who had become engaged in the pursuit moments before. The trooper in question is 47 years old. I believe he's been with the force for about 10 or 12 years. He's married with children. He sustained multiple stab wounds to his head area, the shoulder, neck area, as well as his arm. And he was transported to UMass Memorial Medical Center in Worcester for treatment, where he is currently undergoing surgery. He was alert and responsive upon his arrival at the hospital, and we're certainly hopeful and optimistic about his condition. We have every reason to believe at this point that it appears as though he will survive the attack. The 18-year-old individual who attacked the trooper sustained, at this time we know of, 1 gunshot wound to his torso, and he was also transported to UMass Medical Center in Worcester, where he too is receiving treatment for that injury. And again, based upon very preliminary assessment, we do believe that he is going to survive. Multiple charges are anticipated in this case, including but not limited to armed assault, intent to murder, assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, reckless operation of a motor vehicle, and leaving the scene. This is a very active scene. We have multiple law enforcement agencies involved. State police from the DA's office, state police crime scene services section, state police firearms identification section are all on scene. We also have assistance and coordination with local law enforcement agencies, including the Orange Police Department and the Irving Police Department and new-salem as well. So there's a lot of information being gathered at this point. Witness statements are being taken. There's a lot of information that we're still gathering. We may not have answers to all of the questions that you may have at this point, but in a nutshell, that's what we know. Is there anything you'd like to add at this point?
Thank you, First Assistant Cagney. I would just like to say that we are relieved by the preliminary reports from UMass of our trooper's condition. He was alert and conscious when he was going into surgery. Colonel Kerry Gilpin, Superintendent of Department, and Lieutenant Colonel Barry O'Brien, Deputy Superintendent of Department, are at the hospital with his family, and they have spoken to his family as other MSP personnel. Our Employee Assistance Unit is also at the hospital and providing support to the family. This was just another example of how, on any given day, a routine shift for a state trooper and any police officer can reverse 180 degrees and become anything but routine in a split second. And the investigation will reveal all the facts and circumstances as to how this played out. But as the First Assistant noted, at this point the evidence suggests that our trooper was trying to resolve this pursuit and was attacked by this suspect. We would also express our appreciation to the Irving and Orange Police Departments for their assistance here at the scene. Thank you.
Did this start as a carjacking in Vermont, and that's what caused the pursuit?
We haven't been able to confirm that. There was some preliminary information that the suspect may have been wanted in connection with a carjacking, but I can't at this point say whether that's something that happened today or at an earlier date. We have tried to confirm reports that there may have been a warrant for the 18-year-old, but again, that's not confirmed at this time.
So it's unclear why this pursuit actually started in the first place.
Correct.
And where in Vermont the shot that struck the suspect?
That's still under investigation.
Was it the trooper before he was attacked was able to fire off a shot? Or?
I can't answer that. All I can say is that the shot was in response to the trooper being attacked.
Is the suspect from here in Massachusetts?
No, I believe he's from New Hampshire.
How many troopers were involved in the chase?
At this point, I can't say. There were multiple stages to it. There was the interstate pursuit. It was picked up again when it got into this area, and as you can see, there are multiple cruisers on scene. So at this point, I don't have definitive numbers for you.
Was it a knife that the suspect used?
Do you know where this trooper started?
I don't.
Where exactly did they end up in this location?
Well, I don't know how much you can see from here, but in this driveway, essentially, it may be actually Orange Road, or just basically this residence here, somewhat of a cul-de-sac driveway to it. Their residence is actually taped off, but they have no connection to this incident that we know of. The offender's vehicle is disabled in this driveway here, and the trooper's cruiser is facing it. I believe he may have come in from the other entrance to the driveway.
So it came to a halt when the suspect struck something and that caused his car to stop?
There's some serious damage to the vehicle on its left side, the driver's side.
And what did he hit, a tree, or I can't see that?
I'm not sure.
And so at that point he jumped out of the car and went after the trooper with a knife, and that's when a shot was fired?
That is the general chronology that I understand at this point.
Was there anyone in the home at the time, and what about eyewitnesses?
I don't have information as far as who was home, but anybody who was present or in the area is being spoken to or identified at this time.
What is the address?
I don't have that. I don't know.
What kind of vehicle was it?
I don't have the make and model, but the 18-year-old, it was a 4-door sedan, passenger vehicle, and the cruiser was a SUV.
Yeah, a Ford utility, it's a Ford Explorer type utility vehicle. That's our standard patrol vehicle. Our understanding is that the suspect vehicle struck, we believe, one of these concrete type poles used as barriers around this roadway.
And the trooper was alone in the car?
Yes.
He didn't have a partner with him, right?
Yes. Yep.
Do you have any idea how long this chase or pursuit was going on before it came to the collision?
Time-wise, I'm not quite sure, but I have reason to believe it was probably no more than, say, a half an hour from the Vermont-Mass border to about here. I think there may have been a little bit of a circuitous route. It wasn't totally on Route 2. I don't have all that information, but relatively short time frame.
But we do believe it started in Vermont and worked its way down here.
So Vermont through Irving, Orange, ending up here.
Were they airlifted together?
No, separate. So that's about all I have right now. And there will be a written statement going out shortly, which doesn't really contain anything we haven't covered here, but I just want to stress this is very large and ongoing and active investigation. We've got troopers, local police, we've got chemists on scene, crime scene chemists, ballistics. Obviously there's firearms related evidence that we're collecting and analyzing. Any trooper or any local officer who was on scene who may have been armed, their firearms are being secured and processed, and making sure we have exactly a definitive answer as far as how many shots were fired from what weapons. But at this point, again, all I can say is we know of one shot having been fired at the person who was attacking the trooper, and it does not appear at this time that that is going to have any loss of life associated with it.
Is the suspect known to law enforcement either in Mass, Vermont, or New Hampshire?
That I don't know.
I'm sorry, how old was the trooper?
47. Yeah. So, thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.